What up, world? How y'all doing? Just checking in with some words of encouragement, a little motivation and inspiration. Don't let what's going on in the world distract you from how valuable the time you have right now is. And I say that because we all humans, we all live in this thing called life together. It's easy to be distracted by the celebrity gossip of the world. It's easy to be upset about the one-time $700 payments to Hawaii. Thoughts and prayers to those people. It's easy to be distracted by your rent, your mortgage, your light bill, your gas bill, your car note, your car insurance, your cell phone bill, your kids' tuition, your student loans. My ladies that's financing their BBLs and they fake breasts. It's easy to be distracted by all the worldly things. But don't look up in 10 years and 15 years go by and your kids are grown or your grandchildren are grown and you don't have a good relationship, a good connection with them because you spent all your time being focused on what was going on in the world. That's why I say to y'all a lot, man, be in the world, but not of the world. The family you have around you is extremely important. And no matter what's going on in this world, it got to be some time that you cut it off and pay attention to the people that God gave you for a reason. I don't know what that reason is, but I know every one of my children, God blessed me with for some reason. You know, most people, when they talk about their kids, they be like, oh, he looked like me, or she looked like me, or she danced like me. And my kids show me my fears, my insecurities, my doubts, my work, everything that I pretended to be in life, my children exposed like, hey, you ain't that for real. You talking it, but you ain't walking it. And when I start really paying attention to my babies and the example that I was setting, and you know, something my father said a lot was, don't do what I do what I say, which was extremely ignorant. Because I'm going to just do what you do behind your back, cuz. And me and him talk about that all the time now. Like, boy, you should have just set a better example for me. But I understand my kids are watching me 24/7, 365. So I strive to set a great example for them. And I'm completely honest with them when I'm wrong or when I make a mistake. And let them know that I'm not perfect. Nobody ever will be. But if I spend my time angry about what's going on in the world or the celebrity gossip or the celebrity junk, then I'm not really paying attention to my children. I don't really have a solid connection. When I say me and my kids like this, we like this. And that's possible for you and your children as well. Or your grandchildren or your nieces and nephews or your cousins. It's possible for you to have a really close connection with your family so politics can't divide y'all. So religion can't divide y'all. But if we ain't close, then it's gonna be easy to drop something in the middle of there and have y'all, you know, in friction with each other. And I've said it a lot, and I'm gonna keep saying, if you didn't come from a strong family, make sure a strong family comes from you. This world takes advantage of broken people. Most of the kids you see out here, this off the deep end, they broken. Most of the little boys that's shooters and getting tattoos already, they broken, man. They coming from single mother homes. I grew up in the house of my daddy, but my mom and daddy had really bad domestic violence, so I was close to my mom. But when you raised in love, when you raised and know both parents care about you and they not allowing their trauma to affect you, man, it's a different type of reality. And me forgiving my parents for exposing me to their trauma, it brought me to a new world. When I forgave them, God forgave me for all the sins I was out here committing. And I encourage you to forgive your parents for the way they raised you, or your guardian, or whoever was around you. If you've been abused, if you've been hurt, whatever it is, let it go. So you can be happy in the moment right now. You can't be mad and sad at the same time. You can't be shining your light and shining your dark at the same time. So whatever you got to do to let go of all that negative energy, whether it's write it down, cry, scream, go for a run, lift weights, whatever you got to do, get that negative energy out so you can make room for that light. The Bible says your gift will make room for you. And you know what you love to do. You know what's important to you. It's a dog walking on the highway. Oh, Lord. Wow. But you know what you love to do, you know what's important to you. But once again, if you're spending your time focused on the worldly things, then you ain't paying attention to your gift. Your imagination is a preview of life's coming attraction. And until you make the unconscious conscious, it's going to repeat itself over and over. So really get inside your head and see what you're focusing on and be honest with yourself. And yes, we all have jobs, we all have families, but you got to make time to pray, to sit in meditation, to talk to God and say, what we doing today? What's going on? Whether that's waking up an hour earlier, staying up an hour later, making some time in the middle of the day. Get right with God so you can be right with the people around you. I understand being the leader of a family takes a lot of energy, especially after you've been out at work all day dealing with the world. But you got to come home in positive spirits, in uplifting and motivating spirits. I tell my kids when I'm out in the world, I'm a reflection of them, and when they go to school, they're a reflection of me. They can't be making me look like no fool. But I put the time in to be that close with them. My Monster and Bug, they lived out of town the first 6 years of their life. I only got to see them 2 weeks here, 3 weeks here. And now they've been with me 2 years straight. And the relationship that I got with them boys is dummy close. Never imagined I would realistically get to raise them kids. Like, honestly, the relationship that me and their mama had, it was on some thin line between love and hate type stuff. It was really a lot of anger involved. And the way we put our issues to the side so our sons can be happy, and the boys are up here with their father. Like I said, 2 years straight, they go visit their mama. I know God played a role in fixing the relationship between me and her, as it did with my other baby mama, as it did with me and my wife. See, all my relationships as a man got better when I turned to Christ. And I'm not telling nobody what to do. Once again, I'm not an influencer. I don't ever want to be an influencer. You're not about to say, hey, Johnny told me. No, I'm an encourager. If everything you've been doing ain't working, try something new. And the other side of it, because I know it's a lot of people who don't believe in God, reading books is what made me accept Christ more. See, I grew up around people that was hypocritical like we all do. I still get comments to say, well, that's not Christian enough, or that don't, man, if I spent all my time trying to fit someone else's definition of being Christ-like or being a good Christian, I would fail. I never will be good enough, because we all are never good enough in somebody else's eyes, these worldly humans. But we are good enough in Christ's eyes, once again. You get what I'm saying? And I developed that concept through reading James Allen, Neville Goddard, Carter G. Woodson, Booker T. Washington, George Washington Carver, all of these people, these historical figures that they don't talk much about, Ralph Waldo Emerson, Ralph Waldo Trine. They the one that enlightened me a little bit. Hey, let me get back into that Bible again. Let me see what's really going on. And whatever the world tells you to hate, you should look at it a little more. I think it's Mark Twain that says, whenever you're on the side of the masses, it's time to pause and reflect. And I would say the masses at this point is teaching you to be materialistic, to love all these worldly things, these cars, and everybody is a dancer nowadays, because you ain't about to catch me dancing. I play around with my kids, but it just everything, it teaches you to be a clone or a copy of someone else. And I'm saying don't go with the flow, be the flow. It ain't on you, it's in you. Don't follow the trends, set the trends. But that comes with figuring out who you are, spending time by yourself. Giving your nerdy, artistic self to the world. We all are creators, every single one of us. But you have to be confident enough to give your energy, your love, your light to the world, because that's all we are at the end of the day. And your art will outlive you. Everything that you put out will outlive you. See, a lot of these celebrities, they intellectual enough to understand that they playing a character. They don't really care about the way they portrayed in 100 years, in 200 years. But I believe the masses do. You got a phone right now. You can record a message for your great-great-grandchildren. Would you want it to be you reciting your favorite rap lyrics, or do you want to give them some information on how to get through the hardships and adversity of life? That's why I say pay attention to the time we got right now. It's so important. Because everything you do, it's a stepping stone for the next year and the next year and the next year. Grow or die, create or disintegrate. And I'm saying use the time right now when the world is throwing out all this anger, all this negative energy, to have so much peace and love inside your home that no matter who walking there, the minute they walk in your front door, they just get hit in the face with a bunch of joy. They just can't help but to let all they worry and stress and anxiety go. You know, get so close with God and raise your spiritual vibration so high that no matter who comes around you, man, they let their stress go. Then for 60 seconds, you can make them feel, hey, life is all right, it ain't that bad. Everything around you is telling you it's doom and gloom and the world is falling apart and it's so bad. And look, I get it. But be happy. Why? Because if this is your last day, do you want to say I spent my last day worried about what the president said? Or do I want to say I spent my last day hugging my children, telling the people around me that I love them, that I care about them? So value the time that you have right now in this thing called life, because it don't go backwards. There's so many times I sit and say, man, if I knew my mama was going to die, on God, I would have said so many more things to her. I would have asked so many more questions. I would have taken a notebook. Hey, mama, what is this? What age did I get asthma? Why do we live here? Why did you give me my daddy's first name and his middle name, but your last name? I would have been asking my mama so many questions, but she gone. When my son passed at 4.5 months, I remember my baby mama calling me, telling me she was taking him to her mama's house. And my words were, so damn, I ain't gonna get to see my kids today? I had no idea at 2 a.m. I was gonna get a call that he was in the hospital, he was gonna be dead. They're just little things, man. Value the time that's in front of you right now. And it's easy to be distracted by all these worldly things. But you don't know a distraction is a distraction until it has completed its job distracting you. And the people in your life are there for a reason. I say it a lot, and I'm going to say it again. The best things in life, God gives to us for free. If you are a father, if you are a husband or a wife, if you got a brother or sister or auntie or uncle, you got somebody around you that cares about you. You ain't even got to be blood. But if it's somebody that really cares about the spirit inside your body and they want you to get better and overcome your depression or overcome being on your alcoholism or overcome taking pills, if it's somebody that really wants you to get better, that's what matters in life. Because you could be one of these celebrities with a net worth of $20 million and sitting in this big old house and not one real person care about who you are. They care about your stage name and the music you create, but they don't know you, they just know the character. And if you want to be a character on this camera, that's cool, but make sure the people that know the real person, make sure y'all straight, make sure y'all on the same vibration, and it's love. Because that's all we have at the end of the day. And so many people are caught up in being a character that they forget that this thing called life is real. That when it's over, it's over. And so I'm just doing my little daily check-in to lift you up, to make sure you're feeling good about yourself. I don't have no celebrity gossip. I don't have no drama. I don't have that negative. I don't have any clickbait material that I know the internet is full of. But if you one of the people that do consume my content, I want you to be happy on your way to happy, and know that you can achieve anything in this thing called life with faith, consistency, and hard work. Where you at right now in 5 years you could be somewhere you never imagined if you keep going. If you start. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with one step. And I've evolved my life in ways I never could have imagined. And it's still moving forward. Like I said, when you get a call and they say, I'm taking you off child support, the kids need to be with you. Man, look here, y'all hear about the negativity of the world and the red pill concept and men upset at family court because they don't get their kids. I've never spent a dollar on a lawyer. I've never stepped foot in court one time. I just became a good person. All that time when I couldn't see my kids and I couldn't talk to them and call them, I prayed, God protect my babies, tell them I love them. I prayed for my baby mamas. Real life, when I couldn't see my kids, I prayed for my baby mamas. I started an email account for my children, and I would just write them emails. Today is September 4th, 2013. Daddy's at work, blah, blah, blah. That's what I'm doing. I love you. Like, and there's a lot of men out there. I don't know where you are on your journey of not seeing your kids or beefing with your ex or going through a current divorce. But make sure you put your ego aside to keep a close relationship with your children. Don't let your anger overpower your love for your kids. Don't let your anger towards that woman blind you of how much your children need you. Because a lot of men get blinded by anger. A lot of women get blinded by anger. And the kids are the ones that suffer at the end of the day. I think this, I ain't even gonna talk about that because that's a celebrity gossip again, but it's just, celebrities gotta value their families more, because all of this stardom at the end of the day, it is nothing if it's from a false reality. But outside of that, man, if you going through something hard, use it to figure out what your purpose is. Everybody should have a journal. Everybody should go on walks every now and then. Make sure the water that you're drinking is clean. Are you taking vitamins daily? Are you stretching? I can't remember the quote, but it says there's no such thing as luck. You know, luck is when preparation and opportunity meet. So whatever you want, once again, I keep saying, your gift will make room for you. Are you getting ready for your gift? Are you cleaning those spaces? Are you getting your family hype and excited about where your life is about to be? See, as a leader right now, you could be coming to your family and you could be talking about how bad the world is and how bad it's ugly or it's gonna get. Or you could be making your family feel super safe and secure. That the best days are ahead and we see what's happening around us, but we know God wins in the end. We know God is in control. See, as the leaders of our family, as the leaders of our children, we setting the tone for how they view the world right now. We can sit as a young age, we can have them growing up in a state of fear and anxiety and worry and panic that the government is going to destroy us and keep doing this thing. Or you can let your children know whatever happens on this world, it don't matter because God wins in the end. And we're not here forever, we just visiting. This is temporary for us, baby. See, the people that's worldly, they fight so hard to change the world and alter the world because they know in the end where they going. They scared of that. They ain't excited to leave this thing. They trying to hold on for dear life. But the people who's living right and moving right and putting out the right energy and the right vibration, like Wayne say, look me in my face. I ain't got no worries. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just trying to get you to that point in life, to where you ain't got no worries, so where you not swayed by what's going on around you. In the middle of every storm, there's a calmness. And I ain't the only person who can live on that frequency. You can as well. So I'm just encouraging you, motivating you, inspiring you, never influencing you though. To be happy on your way to happy. The best things in life are free. So have a super mega awesome day. Never be too proud to pray. And you gotta always smile and just walk around in a state of gratitude and abundance like Mac Dre. Can you do the thizzle dance? Lean with it, rock with it, because blessings are always on the way, baby. I love you all, love you all, love you all. Peace.